We all know Zuko, whether it's from the fact that he has the greatest character development of any character in every show, or from his awesome sense of humor. But what if we were to take this iconic Banished prince and give him a 6 Pokemon team? Using his anime character and his live action counterpart, we can finally make him a Pokemon team he so rightfully deserves. But before I give him the team, I'd like to ask if you'd please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss a single upload, as I post one every single week on Saturday. So without further ado, let's get into it. We can't talk about Zuko without his dark backstory. So in a nutshell, he was banished by the Fire Lord, who just so happens to be his father, for speaking out during his first ever war meeting. In addition to being banished, he is given a scar on his right eye by his dad as a sign to remember his banishment, and most importantly, to remember what his father has done to him. He is not to step 1 foot in the Fire Nation until he has captured the Avatar, a feat that is seemingly impossible because it is said that the Avatar disappeared. So that's just a short summary of the backstory of Zuko and his banishment. Because of this, he bears an incredible burden and he has a lot to do in order to regain his honor. Once he does that, he can restore his rightful place on the throne as the next Fire Lord, and most importantly, gain the acceptance of his father. Wow, that's a lot for one character. And that's not even to mention the fact that he ended up joining forces with the Avatar, whose capture is the quest he was sent on in the first place. Anyways, because of this dark backstory, Houndoom is a perfect Pokemon to be on this list. Speaking of being the rightful heir to the throne, we have the next Pokemon on our list, and that is Nidoking. Nidoking is here because Zuko is the next in line to take over as a position of the next Fire Lord. Throughout the entire first half of the show, Zuko is so hyper-focused on being able to return to the Fire Nation in order to become the Fire Lord. Azula, his younger sister, is not a big fan of her older brother, so she does whatever in her power to prevent him from getting the heir. But as we can tell by the final episodes of the show, this is not the case, as Zuko defeats his younger sister and receives the rightful title of the next Fire Lord. Over the course of the entire show, Zuko is known as the traitor to the Fire Lord, as well as the Banished Prince. This title only got even worse as he transitioned to becoming allies and even a part of Team Avatar. This is why, coming in at the halfway point on this list, we have Thievul, who is a sneaky little thief, just like Zuko is, as he is a traitor to the Fire Nation. Despite Zuko holding the title as the traitor and the Banished Prince, he still remains very loyal. He remains loyal to 3 groups of people: his uncle, his crew, and Team Avatar. He is always by the side of each of these 3 groups of people. However, he wasn't always loyal to Team Avatar, but he was by the side of his uncle and his crew, doing whatever in his power to do what's best for his crew, even if they weren't aware of it. Zuko is always on the side of his uncle, listening to him as he guides him throughout life. Ever since his banishment, the only person who has never left his side is his uncle. Therefore, he is super close to him. Because of this, we have to go with the most loyal Pokemon ever, and that is Arcanine. In a specific episode of the show, while Zuko teaches Aang how to firebend, both his and Aang's ability to firebend stops working. It's as almost if someone is flipping the firebender switch on and off. In order to flip the switch back on, they need to go and find the original firebenders. Zuko and Aang later find out that the original firebenders were dragons, and in order to restore their bending back, they had to dance with the dragons. Also, every Pokemon trainer needs their starter Pokemon, and what better Pokemon for Zuko than Charizard, because it represents the dancing of the dragons and the fact that he needs a starter. Coming in at the last spot on this list, we have the final Pokemon, and that is Luxray. Luxray is on this list because of the lightning bending. Lightning bending is a subset of fire bending, and a bending technique that Zuko learned throughout his journey. Zuko also is shown absorbing lightning attacks from both his father and his sister. For those reasons, Luxray is a perfect Pokemon for this list. So there we have it. Those are the Pokemon Zuko would have if he was a Pokemon trainer. Just to go through them again, we have Houndoom, Nidoking, Thievul, Arcanine, Charizard, and Luxray. And if you love watching this video, I know you'll love this one right here, as I gave Avatar Aang a Pokemon team. So with that all being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.